On the morning of July 31st, 2024, the peaceful atmosphere of Parkview Estate in Ikoyi, Lagos was shattered by a horrifying discovery. The lifeless body of Aribemchukwu, Ajumogobia, was found just outside the gate of her own home. She had been brutally stabbed and left for dead. What the police uncovered in the hours that followed would leave everyone in shock. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Aribemchukwu Ajumogobia, fondly called Chuchu, was the firstborn of 2 children in a well-known and respected family. Her mother, Justice Rita Ofili Ajumogobia, is a judge of the Federal High Court, and her father, Soboma Ajumogobia, is the CEO of MED General Merchant Investors. With such prominent parents, Chuchu was part of a family that had influence and wealth. Chuchu was a doctor by profession, having completed her medical studies and internship in Guyana. She studied at Texila American University and worked at Georgetown Public Hospital before returning to Nigeria to serve as a staff member at the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. Described by her friends as friendly and always willing to help others, she had recently married and was just beginning a new chapter in her life. But life has a cruel way of turning joy into sorrow. Just weeks after the family celebrated the wedding of their only son, their happiness was abruptly shattered. At 6:45 a.m. on that tragic Wednesday, the residents of Parkview Estate awoke to a scene straight out of a nightmare. Chuchu's body lying cold on the pavement, her bag and a single shoe nearby. It looked like a robbery gone wrong, or perhaps a violent attack as she returned home. But when the police arrived and began investigating, what they found inside her apartment told a totally different story. You see, Chuchu lived alone but employed domestic staff: 21-year-old Abigail Peter, 35-year-old Olatunji Oluwasegun, and 45-year-old Umaru Mamba. These were people she had only hired less than 2 weeks prior: her maid, her guard, and her driver. As the police pieced together the clues, they discovered blood stains inside her apartment, pointing to a gruesome crime committed within the supposed safety of her home. Suspicion immediately fell on the domestic staff. They were promptly arrested and questioned separately. Oluwasegun and Mama stuck to their story, denying any involvement, but it was Abigail, the maid, who eventually broke down and confessed. The story she told was chilling. They had all conspired to kill Chuchu, hoping to steal cash and other valuables. Imagine that. People she barely knew, people she brought into her home to help her, had turned against her in such a horrifying way. Abigail revealed that the crime took place in Chuchu's bedroom. They tied a cloth around her neck, and as she struggled to free herself, one of them gagged and stabbed her in the neck. Abigail claimed their intention was only to render Chuchu unconscious and then flee with the valuables. But when they realized she was dead, Oluwasegun and Mama dragged her body outside in the dark of Tuesday night, hoping to make it look like she had been killed by an Uber driver. They then tried to clean up the blood, but in their panic, they missed spot evidence that would later betray them. Their plan was to escape with the stolen valuables at dawn, but they were caught before they could carry it out. The police arrived early the next morning, finding clear signs of the attempted cleanup and the stolen items still in the possession of the suspect. The news of Chuchu's death was a devastating blow to not just her family, but also to her friends and colleagues in Guyana, who were devastated by the loss. This is a painful reminder for all of us. We all need to be very careful, especially when it comes to new hires in our homes. Trust is something that will be earned over time, and even then, we must always remain vigilant. Recently, we've heard about shocking incidents involving domestic staff, like a maid who peed in her boss's drinking cup and another who poisoned the family's food. This disturbing event highlights the risk of hiring domestic help. While domestic staff can be a necessary part of managing a household, they are necessary evils, it's crucial to take precautions. Always conduct thorough background checks and consider installing CCTV cameras to ensure safety and security in your home. What other necessary precautions do you think people can take to protect themselves in their homes from these necessary evils we call domestic house helps? Please leave your suggestions and thoughts in the comment section. The tragedy of Chuchu's life, cut short by those she trusted to be in her home, is a warning of the dangers that can lurk behind closed doors. Chuchu was a beloved daughter, a bright soul with so much to give, and her loss is really heartbreaking. As we keep her family in our thoughts, we hope they find the strength to navigate through this unimaginable grief. May her soul rest in peace. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for always tuning in, guys. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you can stay updated with new cases. Your support means the world to me, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Take care and be safe out there. Bye.